Yeah, Mila.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to be here today with you. um, you just mentioned about clarity and the channel in YouTube called Joy of Clarity. And I would like to check to you what kind of role mind is uh, playing in my awakening. I mean, it is joy here, which is very clear to me and which I experience, but the clarity I would like to explore more. I mean, what mind can understand in this kind of way or in this kind of journey, and does mind need to understand something? And it is something which called mind preparation, which means that we need to prepare our mind for what is going on here. So, if is that clear?
Actually, mind plays a big role, but not directly. Like, truth cannot be known through the mind. It is known by the one who we are truly. No, the truth is known by the truth that we are. No, but mind can stop us. Let us try to see how mind can stop us, or does stop us for quite long time, and what is the role of clarity here in this context. No? Mind stops us not like a stone when we are coming home, not like a stone in the way. No, mind is not like it like that kind of thing inside us. Mind is the understanding we have about everything. No, and that understanding, when not uh, sufficient, stops us from living the truth of who we are, and like this knowing the truth of life. So clarity helps in the way that our understandings become more true, relatively true. Mind cannot understand what is truth. But the understandings of the mind can be brought to such a level of clarity where, even if they are not in agreement with you to sit in your being and rejoice your nature beyond logic, but still they don't have that much strength that they can hold you back. No? And this is what is clarity or openness of mind. No? And this is also something similar to preparation of mind. Because mind as such does not have its own strength. Its strength is given by us through our dependency on it. No? Like a very small example could be that what is the what is the benefit of satsang for you, for example? If you have not really tasted the benefit of satsang in satsang directly within your being, you will only have to think about it, no? Meaning the only option will be to think about it and analyze and calculate that what all I have done so far and what I am doing now and so on, and based on that you will decide. So dependency on the mind is absolutely almost always, no? And that is a practicality. It's not a good or bad thing in itself, no? But when that dependency is not noticed by us, because we don't see ourselves separate from mind yet, meaning when we have not started living the truth of who we are, we do not know ourselves separate from the mind at all. Sometimes it is too much one, like totally one with it, no? Like what we understand at the level of mind about a subject, on a subject, we declare, I understand about it on this subject, no? So the difference between mind's understanding and our understanding is not there at all. Mind understanding is our understanding at that time. No? But this is the beauty of clarity, that the more clarity will happen in the mind, not only It will not hinder us, stop us from slipping into our own being beyond mind and taste and know the truth of who we are, but also somehow the attachment or identification with the mind will be less also in the same ratio. The more open mind, the less possibility of identification or attachment to the mind also. The identification with the mind has two factors, okay? This is what I feel right now. One factor is the need in the being to be identified. The need in the being to be identified basically is dependent on how unaware the being is about its own nature. The more the being is unaware about its own nature and possibility of living its truth, the more there is a need to be identified with something else. That is the mind and body. As soon as you, the being, start tasting yourself, the need to be identified reduces more and more. So this is one thing, need to be identified. Another thing is that what we are identified with, how sticky that thing is. Identification, you can say, is like touch. But if something, the surface is too sticky, then even if you touch it for a moment and you wanted to take your hand off that now, but you are not able to, no? Because it is sticky. No? So that clarity basically is removing the stickiness of the mind in a way. It is more open, more neutral, more uh, basically more neutral, like more individual, less personal in a way, you can say. So this is the importance I feel of clarity. In both ways it helps. It makes the surface of mind less sticky, and it opens in a way, it becomes like, works like openness. Like up to some degree, if our mind is open or clarity is there, we are already able to sense that something higher than the mind is there in me. The truth of who we are is sensed by us, not seen maybe, not felt maybe. No. So this is all I could say. Please say more if something is not covered in it.
No, everything was covered very well, and you said that need for identification. This is like for me. It's very easy to understand because I feel that's what I'm going through now. That it is less, and also stickiness. You said it is also what I was experiencing so many times when I saw this before to call myself like a master of the mind. I mean, before I couldn't even think that I can stop my mind, or I can see this, or I can control it. But now I can say more that I'm becoming a master of it, or I'm using this. Before it's kind of it's using me, or it was the only way for me.
Oh yes, yes, it's very good. I mean, clarity at the level of mind in this context of being the master of mind, not the slave of it, it plays like this: that we start learning the nature of mind, like what is its nature, and in the same go we learn our nature also, little bit, if not so much, no? And that somehow makes us more neutral towards the mind and less judgmental. Mostly we are very judgmental about the mind also. Although being in the mind causes us to be judgmental even about the mind, but nevertheless this is the case. No? And then when we are not so much caught up in the mind, or not mind is so much closed, then we are less judgmental about our mind also. Then mind is given genuine space to play what need to be to play in it, and the stress level also reduces now here. Like we feel less stress because mind is feeling a lot of stress because it is being cornered continuously by our judgmental attitude and rejection to what is happening without understanding what it is and whether it is okay or not. No? So clarity plays this role also. Like we become more relaxed, like it's all right. Like thoughts come, it's okay. Thoughts come, it's okay. But thoughts come does not mean that I have to think them. Thoughts come means like a feeling, like a energy of thinking comes, like an invitation to think about something. Does not mean that I have to think about it right now. You know, like there was one. It's not that's same on the same scale, this example, but there was a joke that one guy was crying, and one friend, his friend said, "Why are you crying? Why are you crying?" He said, "Actually, yesterday I was walking out of my house, going to office, and then there was a banana peel, and I slipped on it, and I felt very badly on my back." He said, "Okay, but that happened yesterday. Why are you crying today?" He said, "Because I see one banana peel in front of my house right now." You know, like this. You can just avoid it, no? So when we are so closed or identified with the mind, like as you said, we don't have any other way of of thinking. We don't know that there's any other way of meeting our mind. Then we feel that every thought that comes in me, I have to think about it. Because that's why it has come. Like there's no gap between the two. But now there is. That it's okay. Thoughts come. Is true. Thoughts come in me. Like thoughts or like a feelings come, like an invitation to think. But I have an option to say pass. I have an option to say pass. Pass means I will not do anything with it. And this happens more and more to people who are more clear at the mind level, even if they are not spiritual actually. It has been proved everywhere in this practical life also. That those who are very clear about the subject they are discussing today, right now, or those who are doing a lot of work with a lot of clarity and focus, they already do these things. So many thoughts will come. No? Like a packet was about to come to my house, like ordered some nice new phone. Oh, excitement, I'll go there. But no, right now focus is on that subject. Writing an email to the client. And they know how to not go there and remain here. No. So that is the internal functioning of the mind. There's nothing in this particular part. There's nothing specifically spiritual about it. It is just learning how mind functions or remaining focused on what we are doing. No? Like remaining focused on what we are doing at the mind level includes not focusing on anything else which is going on in the mind, in which is translated as ignoring anything and everything else. No? Meaning things are there but being ignored. No? So slowly like this we understand the nature, we open more. This is like a one thing that happens, like a one thing, like a awakening at the level of mind, you can say. No? Opening of the mind is like a awakening at the level of mind, like one thing. No? But as we all know clearly that awakening is not really a sequential process. It may appear to be so generally, like first let us open our mind, then let us open our heart. No? But it is possible that your heart may open up first and mind not. You know? And then that's where the confusion happens, that I feel so happy in satsang, like really I feel so happy whenever I am in satsang or whenever I'm able to be in my own satsang, in my own time. But what happens afterward? Like I get into some kind of state and I'm not able to get out of it now. No, clarity at the mind level will help a lot here. You know, like things. Clarity simply means making things more transparent. Things are packaged in some, you know, mm, non-transparent boxes inside us, let's say, and just removing the dust from the walls of those boxes so that we can clearly see at any point of time what is what. Clarity simply means, transparency, not changing anything or removing anything, no, at first. In Hindi we call it spashtata. No? Clarity simply means spasht, spasht देखना सब चीजों को. like clearly seeing everything, perceiving everything as it is. Like not only, for example, clarity about the thinkings or thought processes, feelings that come, is not just that, oh, thoughts come to me. No, thoughts come to me. And I have kind of a habit to just get into it. Like, no, I have to involve in it. So that is also noticed in that clarity, same clarity. Then, when I did not go for it, kind of feels more spacious in me, easier for me to relax in my being. This is also part of clarity, you know. Clarity at the level of mind is not just improving the thought processes. It is about improving the thinker also, because who is thinking through mind? The being only, the same being who want to go home, who want to relax in its own truth. So the more it becomes free from the mind, the more it becomes free for itself also. No? It's the same thing. No? Like the more refined the mind or thinking process, or more clear the thinking process, the more easier for the thinker to decide whether I should continue thinking right now or not. Because we think that thinking is something like a task I'm doing. No, being in the mind and thinking kind of same, one and the same thing. This whole thing can improve as a whole, not like parts of it anyway. Parts of it also is okay. For the personal life is fine. So yeah, I think it's good. Thank you. This is why I have proposed this fundamental framework of 2110, in which 2 is the state where we are one with the mind. 2-1 is where we have more distance now. Now we are taking the call more and more, that which thought to think, which subject to think, which not. Like there are times when we are actually able to ignore thoughts, no? Not just theoretically, actually. Like we find ourselves, oh, thoughts came, and I chose not to think about it. And we feel very confident somehow, like, yeah, that's nice. And it is just about this one thing, that you, the being, start waking up to the possibility that I may ignore thoughts also, or anything for that matter. Like it's not compulsory for me to attend and involve with what happens inside me. No, it's just about that basic truth when it starts revealing inside us. In a small amount, a small extent, and then it will grow deeper. No, then the whole thought processes, even the feelings, even the state, even many other things will come, and you will try to use your power and test that. Can I ignore this also? That when we ignore, we choose to ignore involvement with the energies, and we choose to stay as the being. No, isn't it? Without knowing generally in the beginning, when we are especially in the mind level. No? Because in the mind level, we are like a thought. Let's say when we are asked who I am, then we will define ourselves through a thought, that this is what I am, or I am. I am is a thought when we are at the level of mind. I am is a feeling when we are at the level of heart. No? Beyond that is the truth of I am. No? The existence of I am. What is this? What this I am indicates to really, beyond a thought and a feeling about it. No? Feeling means a state also, beyond the thought and a state. What is the truth of this I am? That is beyond heart also. Thank you. It's very nice.